Yo, top of the sun, everybody, or whatever time it is by the time you get this video. By the time you watch this video, yo, back in the days, kings used to be head people when they couldn't find nothing new to eat. So the king would get bored of the repetition of consuming the same goods and would threaten to chop people's heads off if they didn't find him something new to eat. And this is probably where the creation of a lot of foods that we consume today or see being consumed or sold today are in the market from this type of culture being bred in civilization. I bring this up because of the times that we're facing right now or things that's happening in the world right now. I'm not going to get too in detail to it because I don't know how to, algorithm response to that would be, but I'm pretty sure you guys could read in between the lines and figure out what I'm saying. So this is about Virgo and Pisces, and this is not to pit the people, Virgo people against Pisces people, excuse me. Mercury retrograde got me talking all kinds of crazy lately, fumbling my words and stuff, but this is to put emphasis on the difference between the opposition of the energies of Virgo and Pisces, the energy alone, without it even going through a vessel. But it does pertain to being a part of the vessel as well. So it's like Virgo, for example, rules over the intestines, right? Pisces rules over the feet. So there's kind of a long shot there. So when you're like, oh, well, we're talking about health right now, by the way, guys. So if you're talking about health, it's like, how does the feet play any part in this? Like, there's a way that you can examine people's feet and determine what's going on with the health in their body. Like, true story. I'm not going to get too in detail about that, but you can look it up. I'm serious. A lot of factors dealing with the feet that can point to a person's health. So, but both of these signs represent health in the zodiac wheel. Both of them do. And Virgo is more along the lines of, you get something wrong with you. You feel like something wrong with you. Come to see a physician. Come to the hospital. Get diagnosed. Take the medicine. Take the pills. You'll be fine. Or things along that line. And Pisces is more like back in the days, you something wrong in the village, the witch doctor comes, he grabs some leaves out of the trees, he boils them, he makes you consume it, drink this, 3 days later you're walking around like nothing ever happened, right? So it's like that witch doctor vibe. And this has been the like tug of war between the East and the West for a long time now. Eastern medicine versus Western medicine, and Western medicine siding more with the Virgo side of things. And I find it interesting to talk about because I've been on both sides of the fence when it comes to like medical ailments or whatever the case may be. I've been to the hospital before for something, and it was just like, man, if I reflect, I'd be like, damn, I probably couldn't have came out of this if it wasn't for going to the hospital to get this taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And more along the lines of surgery and stuff, and me getting into crazy shit like that, it end me up in a hospital. But you think like, damn, what if there weren't no hospitals? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would the world be like then? Like, what the fuck? So it's interesting to think about and to talk about. But at the same time, with that being said, with, nurses, doctors, medicine and stuff like that, hospitals is actually a Pisces construct. All right. So we could talk about that real briefly. So I told you I was going to start tossing out videos that just like, pick your brain and stuff, and y'all participate, get involved, get in the comment section, because I might not know everything I'm talking about. Right. So just help me out here. So, hospitals are supposed to be places where you get better and stuff like that, where you heal, where you, where you heal. And Pisces is more about holistic medicine, and like I said, Virgo is more about the Western medicine, you know what I mean? And I take this back to when I was in college going for my master's, and I went to specialize in healthcare. Y'all might have heard me mention this before, and it was like, while this was occurring, this was some of the most depressing times that I had in college, learning about the health industry. I mean, it was that intense. And shout out to the school. Shout out to these online colleges, by the way, that people be like trying to shoot down like they ain't no good, or they like second B-rated colleges and shit like that. Like, no. Like, these colleges are teaching some real intense work, and they're framing things to where it makes the students think it's not like aligning them to be some puppet or some cog in a machine. Like, this school was teaching us frameworks of how cases would pop up of malpractice, and we had to study them and give our opinion on it, unbiased opinion in a lot of these reports and stuff like that, but it was real depressing to learn some of the things that's happening in the health industry, man. And it pertained more to the business side of it. And me being a business exec and all that, like, it didn't even matter. Like, that shit still touched my soul. I guess it's because I'm a Pisces. I'm like, goddamn, right? So I say that to say this, like, being in the hospital, like, Virgo rules over the intestines, right? And that's why I started off the video talking about why the king would behead people when he was tired of the same foods. It's like, how cautious are we of the foods that we consume? Because a lot of the times that's why people land in the hospitals, because they don't take good care of themselves. And taking care of yourself begins with what you consume. And I know you're probably like, well, I don't got the time to be on Google and in the encyclopedia trying to figure out what's good for me, what's not, what's good for my blood type and all this. Okay, maybe you don't have the time to do that. Maybe you'd rather spend vast amounts of money on repairing those things later on in life when you have no choice but to have time to handle these situations, right? And I'm not doing this to be preachy and teachy. I'm not. I'm just doing this because this is what's on my mind right now. And I feel that it's valid. My spirit is telling me to express this. So it's for you to take how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? If you shoveling fast food out in the world and stuff like that, like, I'm not judging you. It's your life. You understand what I'm talking about? But take these things into consideration with what's occurring right now, to where in this economy, people are being, come on, really, like, right now, like, the universe can be so disrespectful, B. I'm not answering this shit. Jesus. So, like I was saying, right? Having a phone and, like, inboxes is like an invasion of privacy, right or wrong, y'all. It's just like, you couldn't do this to us back in the days, yo. You had to call us and you'd had to go through my moms and my pops first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the gatekeepers. Like, anyway. So, Virgo rules the intestines, right? So how often do we think about what we consume? Because our bodies are filled with, like, stomach acid and stuff like that to purposely break down the foods that we put into our bodies and digest, right? So do we just take full advantage of that and say, well, I'm gonna eat anything, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, if the king says come up with something, and we go out and we make some shit that's damn near poisonous and we bring it back to the king and the king loves it, but he's low-key dying in the next 10 years, then it's like, fuck it, right? The king loves it, so we ain't gonna say nothing, just keep feeding him this shit. And whoever is gonna be around the king, this loyal subjects, they might be influenced enough to eat it with the king, or he might force them, like, hey, come eat with me, and they might do it because they don't want to be beheaded, right? And the next thing you know, you got this culture breeding who likes this new food that even the people who prepare this shit are not gonna eat, right? A lot of that is happening in our world, and especially, like, in America. Let me just keep it a buck, man. Like, this is not the healthiest place to be. The people who are in charge of monitoring that stuff are not the most, don't have our best interests at heart either. Or don't have the society's best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? The way that they put restrictions, and when they don't put restrictions on the things that are supposed to be legitimate to eat. Yet here we are, boasting and bragging about the bold, the brave, the beautiful, the land of the brave, the free, and whatever the slogans be and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm patriotic about certain shit, you know what I'm saying? But if you know, you know. But this is not the place for people to be boasting about health. Point blank, period. So what are we doing about the Virgo energy? What are we doing about the Piscean energy? You know what I mean? Because, if y'all done heard a couple of videos of mine where I talk about the Greys operated on me, I ain't even going to a hospital. So what do we chalk that up? We definitely won't chalk that up to no Virgo energy. That would definitely be something more Piscean, more spiritual of how that occurred. But when it comes to this Virgoan energy, that is very Western, and it says, well, come on down, come on in, and we'll give you this, and we'll give you a dose of that. Like, I'm what do you call it? I'm having withdrawals from coffee right now because I determined that I needed to slow down on coffee, like, for real. It's a psychostimulant, and I know it's like America's favorite drink next to beer. I don't know. Budweiser maybe used to be number one. I think they're on their way out of business. That's why they put the Biggie drink out. I'm being so petty right now. But anyway, listen. My point is this. when is it that we come to terms of thinking about how this Western approach to medicine is doing good, and is it doing harm? Or when do we say, okay, you know what, it's a business, and if people decide to consume things that are bad for them and they land up in the health industry getting operated on and stuff like that, that's not the people who are running the business fault, that's the individual's fault, right? So we don't have to put health prevention methods into place to stop people from doing this, that, and the third, or like soda taxes or something like that. Nah, let the people buy whatever they want to buy, build more stores, build more restaurants, build more stuff, eat, and you deal with the consequences when it happens, when it occurs, right? And then health insurance and all of these things that take place. And I studied all of this shit, and just talking about it is getting me in a situation right now where I'm feeling not good about it. You know what I mean? So back to my coffee withdrawal. Like, I woke up with the banging headache. Not only did I wake up with one, I went to sleep with one. So I've been man down for like the past 12 hours trying to shake this headache. Now, mind you, I got a orange bottle of pills in the cabinet that I was using after I got surgery on my tooth. You know what I'm saying? I got my tooth fixed, and I'm really sitting here staring at this bottle like, yo, I know if I take one of these joints, my headache is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gone. There's some pain pills. And at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm trying to do this the Piscean way. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I could shake this. I just got to think this headache away. But this shit really got me man down. And it's like, I got to get up and I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? So I need to make a decision. So, whether it's the placebo effect that it does it, or the trigonometry that happens when these receptors in our brains are altered when taking these medicines, impact how it does what it does for us. Whatever it is, I can attest to, some painkillers helping me out here and there. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of me not wanting to touch them at all. That's my personal preference. Now that it's out there, you guys know. But if you know, if you follow me and you listen to my videos and stuff like that, you pretty much have an idea of what side I'm leaning towards more anyway. But just something to think about. Everybody get in the comment section if you feel like it. You want to chime in on what you feel about this, whatever the case may be. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Are you more with the witch doctors, holistic, trying to be a vegan? And I also heard that there's some plants that grow that try to protect themselves from predators too. So even plants want to live. And it's like, how wicked could that be to make a human being that has to survive by consuming things, putting things in their mouth, pause, in order to survive? And then even the plants that we who are leaning more towards the holistic health lifestyle, even some of the plants, and I should have probably had this matter of fact before I said it, but look this up too, y'all. Some of the plants grow in ways to protect themselves from predators. So plants breathe too. So it's like, yo, the plants want to live too, and then we killing the plants to eat the plants too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what else would we do? What else would we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd probably grab bananas out of the tree off impulse too, and be like, yo, that's for me to eat. Open it, taste how good it tastes. Like, yeah, I'm fucking with this right here. I would think that that's natural, but what if it's not? What if a banana has a peel on it just to protect it from motherfuckers like me? All right, y'all, I'm out.